Welcome lazy gamers and welcome back to ARA History Untold. Since game release, we have seen a couple of patches that address balance issues, and I'm confident that in the coming months, we will see more. Text will adjust and stuff will move around, but I want to address some quality of life changes this game needs. Some mere game tweaks which I think would be easy to add, while some other UI updates that may be tougher to do. But I made a list of all the things I think ARA History Untold should prioritize to make the game play better, fun, and who am I kidding, this game needs to be more addictive. Here is a list of quality of life changes I hope the developers consider adding to the game arsenal. Number 1. Build queue for amenities. In the city screen, currently there is a simple slot to plug amenities. Would love to see this converted into a queue just like the workshop production queue, for example. Imagine able to run 2 feasts first, then a couple of beers and so on. My gripe with the way it's done currently is that I don't see any indication whether the amenity slot is filled or not, or if I'm imminently running out of the amenity. Sometimes I want to plug the feast out for something else but can't, or more likely I forget about it and the feast stays plugged in pretty much forever. Please give us a queue to manage this. It will help. Number 2. See resource or good supply chain. Top right here, we see a list of all harvested resources and goods crafted. Make the resources or good clickable. That pulls up a window that shows the supply chain. If it's grain, for example, left hand side shows farms where it's made and right hand side shows where it's used. In granaries as a resource multiplier for feasts. Am I trading it away, etc. Dare I say that with some creativity, the entire supply chain of everything can be displayed on a screen based on this idea. Number 3. Match the resource or good to an available slot. Give us an indicator or a mini icon on crafters or harvesters, and maybe even on the production multiplier that shows if there is a resource or a good in our inventory that can be plugged in somewhere. Alternately, put a star on the resource or good as viewed on the top right, indicating that there is somewhere you can slot it. Just this will save us hours of game time cycling through all the crafters and harvesters nearly every turn. Number 4. Lock trade items. Put a lock on some trade items. Just because it exists in an inventory does not mean we want to trade it. If I'm making ropes for the palace, I don't want to trade a single rope to anyone until I have my 10 to place down the palace. Number 5. Add turn blocking custom notifications. Let me create turn blocking custom notifications in game. The best example here is I'm offered a trade deal and I accept. I make a note to check next turn but I forget about it. If there was a notification, game driven or custom defined, I could promptly set up a trade deal without losing too many turns. If I have a way to force remind me at any turn of my choosing of stuff I needed to do, this will make a huge quality of life change to the game for all players. Number 6. Click and drag. Please allow click and drag all through the UI instead of the manual one-click move up and move down. This one I feel should have been a launch day feature. It's very painful right now managing the queue to move up or move down once every click. It would be a huge quality of life improvement if you ask me. Number 7. Show zone counts. The only times I see the number of zones that are in a region is with a settler or when my city has a claim. Give me an option, maybe on the region info screen. I think that would be the best place, where I see how many zones exist in a region. Knowing information like this gives players the ability to make better informed choices in which direction to claim land in, where to plant settles, for example. Yes, you want that horse, but it's on a 2-zone region while a 5-zone region with a sheep or a goat is what I should really go for. But I don't know that's a 5-zone region until later. More information available early always helps. Number 8. UI around managing Paragons. So I have claimed my third Paragon, and I see I can slot this one as a domestic advisor. That slot is already taken, and I need a new spot for the old Paragon. I don't see a good way to get info about where to slot the old one. Give me a way to see all abilities of my claimed Paragons to make informed choices. The next 2 points are more of a wishlist thing for me. Not so much a quality of life feature, but more an overall value addition the game could use. Number 9. Does ARA have the bones, the framework to move to a spherical map? I think it feels possible, but only the devs know for sure. Playing with the region mechanic, so obviously removed from the hexes and squares from games past, gives me hope that a true spherical planet like map is on the cards. Hopefully, sometime in the future. Number 10. Replayability. I have played Civ 6 for years now and I continue to play it to this day. What's the hook in Civ 6 that keeps me coming back to that game over and over? In one word, replayability. The maps are varied and fun in both ARA and Civ 6, but with Civ 6, the leader qualities and varied win conditions separate that game from others in the genre. ARA leaders seem not too distinguishable from each other, and prestige as the one true currency to win feels quite unidimensional. Who you play and who your opponents are should play a huge part in how the game evolves, along with the map and events RNG. As of today, except for maybe Persia, all leaders can play exactly the same way and their abilities need to be more separated from each other. Add more color to the prestige system. Domination or religion may not be discrete win conditions, but lay out the plan for how to use conquest and religion, for example, to gain more prestige. If my religion reaches the entire world, I should have enough prestige to win outright. That's my list, folks. I'll try my best to make sure this reaches the right people in game development, but if you like this or found it useful, please share and pass it along. These ideas are not unique, and I'm sure many will have thought of these. I hope this compilation distills all our collective thoughts in one place. Thank you for watching, and let's continue to have fun with ARA History Untold.